Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.
The miracle is not that you do any work, but that you're happy to do it. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our guest has been concerned that our children are not getting enough opportunity to develop their talents. Karibu sana, Evelyn Odongo from MEFA Art Center.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to our show.
Thank you.
So Evelyn, tell us about, what you're saying, that there's no talents that are being nurtured in our children.
Most of the schools are trying to bring out the talents of the kids, and by bringing other things that are not in the curriculum. So those are extracurriculum activities that they do with the children. And my concern was that you look at children today, there's so much technology around, and kids are busy, they're on phones, and they're not exercising, they're not doing any games. It's not like what was there before, where kids could have space to play and not so much homework to do, and do creative things. So as MEFA Art Center, this came about when I just figured out how I grew up and how kids are growing up now, and I felt that we needed to nurture talents. Kids could learn how to paint, how to draw, how to sing, how to dance, and not only do the Western style, but the African style, because we've got a lot of culture in this country, and there's so much that we have got that we need to show people out there.
How long has MEFA Center been in existence?
For the last 3 years, this is about 2.5 years now. We are going to our 3rd year, and it's looking up. What I can say, we are really looking at parents are starting to appreciate.
So why now? Children have been in existence for a while with those issues, technology and all that. Why did it become a business opportunity for you?
Our children are not getting enough play and enough extracurricular, because when you do art, you use the other side of your brain. It's not so structured, and it's a place where we're able to just bring out the creativity of the children and just to get the budding talents out of the kids. So we felt that we need to have children come in a setup where it's not so structured like a class. They can come in, feel free, go and play, come and do their painting or their beadwork or their card making or dancing or poetry or whatever it is. And they're at freedom, where no one controls them much. Not that we're saying they're out of control. No, there's a control, but in terms of their creativity, we can let them be.
You talked about the Western style versus our African style. Yeah. So give us the difference. What exactly are you doing that is different?
What I'm doing that is different, because even in terms of music, let me just give an example of music. When you come to MEFA Art Center, we don't do the piano or the keyboard or the saxophone or all these things. We want to do the maboom boom, we want to do the orutus, we want to do the traditional chivoti, nyatiti, the traditional thing that people used to learn, because we feel that we are losing these things. And if our children don't learn it and we go, then who will tell other kids about these cultures?
So do you have a lot of people who train children with, those instruments are very unique?
The instruments are very unique, and it's quite a challenge also to find people who can play them really well, because for some time we forgot about it and we felt they're not important. And it's not an easy thing to get people who are able to come and teach the kids how to play them. But there's a group that I work with that they do a lot of traditional music. So they come in and train the children.
Give us a bit of your background. Is it something that you had trained about?
Professionally, I'm a fashion designer by profession, a trained designer. an artist, a singer, a dancer, and even as I grew up in school, I think in the area where I schooled, I think all schools knew me because I was always in the drama, I was a singer, a traditional dancer, and I did a lot of the traditional bit, the traditional dancing, the drumming and all that. For me, given my background, I can only imagine how I felt as a child and how we had the freedom to play and to run around and do all these things. So if that can be brought back to towns and just let kids know that this is another way of life and these things are important, that we should also nurture them.
Give us an experience. For example, if I have a 6-year-old and I want to, I'm not sure what talents they have, what giftings they have. How do you bring that out? I bring them to your center, then what?
When a child comes in, we are able to expose the child to a number of things. There's card making, beadwork, there's poetry, there's public speaking, because there are some kids who can't even speak. So sometimes you just put them on a corner, say, tell us something about yourself, they can't talk. So we try to relax. In a relaxed way, we are able to bring them out. So once we do we expose the child to all those things, we are able to know what a child loves most by the end of the session. Because sometimes a child can come, I want to do painting, and then they realize when they do the beadwork, they love the beadwork more. And the child would say, me, I just want to do beadwork.
How long is this session? Is this something I'm registering for a year?
We have 2 different ways of doing it. There's where we have club membership, where we are going to have the kids who are the club members. So if you're a club member, then we charge. We charge, there's a registration of 2,500, and then they'll pay 4,000 per month. Meaning when the schools are closed, the child can come the whole month. Our sessions are from 9 to midday, and they're not just sitting in class doing 9 to midday. We have 9 to 10. They do some work, and then we have a 30 minutes break to go and play outside.
So now you have my child. She's done a year. And she's very good in poetry. What opportunities do you give them?
After a child has been with us for some time, what we do is that we bring in, we organize with other stakeholders, bring in kids, and maybe we can have a show, or parents come in and just hear and see how the kids have also grown in their talents.
With all these different talents in your center, there must be a couple of challenges you've overcome. But hold that thought. We have to take a break. When you come back, you'll give us an idea of how you've overcome some of your challenges. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business.
Equity Bank has made paying taxes easier and more convenient for you. With your eSlip from KRA, you can now pay your taxes at any Equity branch countrywide. Take advantage of our extensive network of branches across the country to pay your taxes today.
Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Evelyn, I'm just imagining having, how many students do you normally have?
On average, about 10 to 15.
Called your center a talent center where you're nurturing students. Yeah. What are your challenges? I'm just imagining, all these children, everybody wants to do this, and that. How do you balance that whole thing?
The challenges that I sometimes find is that a parent could bring in a child and say, I want my child to do painting. And the child knows, Mommy said I come and do painting. So when the child comes into class and we say, okay, Mommy said we do painting, they say, no, teacher, I don't want to do painting. I want to do beadwork, because maybe another child is doing beadwork. So it's normally sometimes the child, because the parents say, but I said she does, I wanted him to do painting.
Tell us the other side of putting that child in a box, who has been placed in this box and has never had this opportunity. What are we looking at?
When we have this child that is being put in a box, I think it will create a lot of problems even as the child grows up. Either they will be very timid because they were never let to be what they are, or they'll become something else because whatever I really wanted to do, my parents never let me do it. And this also comes to me very clear because on top of the training, just apart from training the 3 to 12-year-olds, we also do mentorship for the older people.
Okay, so you have adults who come.
When I see this in adults, I'm like, if we could start it when the kids are younger, then we should not have this adult problem. Because someone say, like, I want to do this course. This is what I want to do. I love fashion, or I want to be an interior designer, or I want to do beadwork. So I'll be coming for classes to learn this particular skill. I wish I did it, or I wish my parents let me to do it. So it's given that experience, then I decided now that's how the kids part came.
Talk to us about the brain. You mentioned that talent is found in one section of the brain.
I'm one person who believes that it's not all in the papers. Because I think the saddest thing right now is that sometimes you're judged with what papers you have got. The papers are good, yes, but again, can we let these kids do other things? And we're able to see they're able to have a balance. Again, even in the education system, my prayer is that we should embrace more of the creatives.
So I'm just, the holidays are about to come. Yeah. So is this a holiday program? Because, our children are bombarded already. Exactly what time is anyone bringing their child to your center?
The parents, together with the MEFA Art Center, we're able to partner and agree and see, even if it's just once in a week, let's have this child have a session of just doing something creative, just to add on to what they already have. Between 9 to 12, we can do afternoon or morning sessions, but we prefer morning sessions more because the child is more alert, and then they can have a break to go home by midday to have lunch and maybe play or do their homework. They can do their homework from then. We also do from 2 to 5, that is during school holidays, and also Saturdays from 9 to midday, and then from 2 to 5.
And how do people get to know about you?
It's word of mouth. The first one key is word of mouth. And then also we have a Facebook page. We are able to do things on the website, because if you go to MEFA Creations, you're able to get a bit of MEFA Art Center in it. And also, Grace, we do open days every year. We started doing an open day last year, and you're having another open day this year. We do our open days in July, the 3rd Saturday of July. So this Saturday, the 20th, we are going to have an open day. It's free of charge. So parents can drop their children to have a MEFA experience, and then they'll pick them later. And then after that, the parents are able to see whether they need to register their children to be part of MEFA Art Center or not. Yeah.
Okay, but where are you located?
We are located on Riara Road at Hekima College. We are inside Hekima College at Unit 6. That's where we operate from.
MEFA Center is only located in Nairobi? At the moment?
Right now, we're just located in Nairobi.
Okay, is this talent issue then just an urban Nairobi issue?
For the MEFA vision is bigger than Nairobi. It's bigger than, we would want to have these centers in all counties if possible, so that we are able to, there's so much talent. And even if you're able to reach a level, we're able to do talent exchange. This county and this county is the day we are going to have talents from this county to meet with this county. Those are things you're looking forward to having.
Evelyn, it's been 3 years of existence of your company. Is this where you had wanted it to be by now?
I would have wanted to have more and more children coming in for training. But it's something that is being absorbed. People are accepting it slowly, but I'm always patient to wait. For me, it's not how long it will take, but it is what really is key for me is how many talents will be nurtured.
Evelyn, thank you so much for coming to reawaken this lost talents in our children. I think you're doing a wonderful job, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we hope many more children will come to you, because really it's time for Africa, and our children need to arise.
Our children need to arise, and for me, I'm just I'm welcoming all the parents to send their children, to bring their children just to have a MAC, I call it a MAC experience, MEFA Art Center.
We're so glad that you endured.
Exactly.
So we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. When we come back, we'll be talking to our consultant, Kanute Waswa from Outdoors Africa.
Diligence unlocks the skill. And diligence means hanging on in there. Diligence means waking up at 3 a.m. because you have work to do. Diligence being doing lots of convincing even when the doors are locked in your face. Diligence means sticking to it until you get to the tipping point.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best bank in Kenya 2013. Put your hands together for Equity Bank 2013. Equity Bank.
For the second consecutive year, Equity Bank has been named the best bank in Kenya 2013. Equity was the overall winner among the 43 banks surveyed by the Think Business for the Banking Awards.
During the process, while maintaining a level of independence, our main focus has been to protect the integrity of the outcome of the judging by ensuring that there is transparency and objectivity throughout the process, by helping the judges eliminate any ambiguity in analysis of information. These awards, ladies and gentlemen, have been won on a combination of merits as outlined in the award criteria, which proved valuable guidance and measurability in the judging.
The annual Banking Awards seeks to encourage prudence and stability in the banking sector by recognizing, awarding and celebrating exemplary performers and successes of the sector.
If you look at the growth in assets across the banking sector, you realize that Tier 1 banks are still growing fast, but look at Tier 3. Tier 3 banks, the banks with between 15 and 50 billion shillings, actually giving them a run for their money. There are some banks in tier 3, over the last 5 or so years, they are almost tripled their asset base. And I'm sure that as we talk now, one of them is already in Tier 2, if not 3 of them are already in Tier 2, because as at the end of last year, they had more than 48 billion shillings in total assets.
During the awards gala, Equity Bank also bagged the best bank in Kenya, Tier 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the best bank in Kenya, Tier 1, Equity Bank.
I don't care what you do, as long as you get to the groove. So with my guitar, my drums and the piano, I'm loving this music. It's music, heals your body, heals your soul.
This is the category of the big banks whose asset base exceeds 150 billion shillings. The bank's focus on customer service and competitive price offering was recognized with the newly introduced Bank with the Lowest Charges Award.
The bank with the lowest charges. Equity Bank, tafadhali. Wapigieni makofi, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Equity Bank, the best bank with the lowest charges. The Banking Awards 2013.
Equity Bank's exemplary showing at the 8th edition of the Banking Awards reflects a study model anchored on customer service and innovation.
It is only by going beyond our customers that we'll be able to challenge those paradigms that are currently leaving us and leaving you fighting for the same customers amongst yourselves. The winners in any industry will not be those who innovate more than their competitors, but rather those who listen, who understand, and who care about the society they serve.
Even their winning as the best bank in Kenya is a reflection of one of the products that they did launch, Beba Pay, an electronic payment system for matatus, very, very innovative. And I must say, and I would like to add, that even as innovative as banks are, I think we must continue innovating towards ensuring that Kenya becomes a cashless society, because the more cashless we are, the more productivity we get. It is envisaged by the time Kenya is completely digitized in terms of money management, our GDP will grow by an extra 1.8%. I want to thank you, and I want to thank you very much for this evening, and may God bless you, and may you continue with the good work.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. And with us is Waswa. Karibu sana, Waswa.
Thank you, nice to be back.
You know, we were talking to Evelyn about her arts, MEFA Arts Center. And she's made a business out of it. She's talked about endurance. It's something that she has loved, and she's enduring, and she's having a hard time convincing parents. How should she overcome such a thing?
Okay, I'll approach it from two different perspectives. The first perspective is what the good book says in Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a man diligent and skillful in what he does? He will serve before kings and not mere men. Now, she deals with talent and giftings. That one is skill. Skill is God-given. Skill you are born with. Diligence unlocks the skill. And diligence means hanging on in there. Diligence means waking up at 3 a.m. because you have work to do. Diligence means doing lots of convincing even when the doors are locked in your face. Diligence means sticking to it until you get to the tipping point. Okay. That's the first perspective. But the second perspective is just the fact that when we talk about unlocking gifts and talents, I mean, even just look at the root word. A gift is a treasure. Can you tell me any treasure that is easily unlocked? For you to get 2 ounces of gold, you go through 2 tons of that. It is just the natural law. And so ultimately, as you go through the endurance to get a business like that to a place where it makes business sense, you even go through growth yourself.
At what point do you say, hey, I need to put some food on my plate?
Mm-hmm. Does it make business sense? It makes business sense at the point when money starts trickling in. Now, money is always on the tail end of any business model. But so long as there is a gap that can be filled and clients are willing to pay, you are in business. And what is the gap? The gap is just the fact that our children in this present dispensation are lacking in activities that are going to unlock their gifts and talents. She talks about even the games they play. They don't play with swings. They play kati, blada, bubblegum. That builds self-esteem. That builds a sense of character. That builds a sense of relationships. That's actually a life skill.
Everybody is looking for result papers.
Yes.
Her school will not give you the paper that our normal national universities are going to be accepting.
Yes.
How does she overcome that so that parents see, yes, I do need my child to have the paper, but even though her things are not examinable and there's no certificate, that it is important.
In statistics, my lecturer, Dr. Oma, told me numbers don't lie. So let's look at the numbers. When you look at KCSE results for any year, pick any year as a sample space. As you celebrate the A and the A minuses and the B plus students, when you look at the whole sample, you will realize 50% of the candidates who sit KCSE in any year score D plus and below. 1 in 2 children in this country is a D. I differ with you.
Not.
It just means that we have so many children who have gifts and talents that need to be unlocked that the system will never capture, leave alone unlock.
I'm just thinking this should be in every education center, every school should actually be emulating.
Yes, and if you talk to any teacher, when they talk about learning styles, I'm sorry, but if you have to benchmark with their best, when you look at Finland, students in Finland don't go to school in the afternoon. What do? They go to play, they go to build crafts, they go to do the artwork. By the time they're 18, they're the best in the whole world at math, at English, and at communication. Now, what other model do we need to look at? Real schooling is what we are calling here extracurricular. That extracurricular, 80%, that is the real schooling. Reading, you can always read. So long as you can do psychomotor coordination, so long as your eyes and your retina can see and settle on a word and read it, you can read when you're 10.
Somebody with such a business, you know, such a unique, because it's truly unique, it's worth the endurance.
The Latin have a saying that goes, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. The field is ripe.
The parent wants the certificate that will be accepted in the public university. The child wants to nurture the talent. How do you crack that?
Major premise, all parents mean well. Whether your child is in public school or in private school, what you want to have is to leverage the best for your child. So the parents mean well. But my people perish because of lack of knowledge. When we unpack the word education, it's the Greek word eduko, and eduko means to bring out. There are sparks in your child even you do not know. So if that spark is sport, bring it out. If that spark is music, bring it out.
Wasswa, thank you so much. I think what you've said is so important, that endurance is critical for any business. But before you go, we have a question of the week. Our question is coming from Favored from Nakuru, and Favored owns a Mabati business. So her question is, what is the key to effective advertising for her business?
If you do a good job for your clients, it actually takes you 10 times the effort to get one extra client than to maintain a present client. So my dear sister, keep on keeping on. Understand your value proposition for your clients, deliver it to them, do it the first time, every time, make sure you maintain them, and that's the best advertising under the sun.
So once again, thank you, Wasswa, for coming and sharing all these insights.
Much appreciated.
I'm sure, Favored, your question has been answered, and viewers, keep your questions coming. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. And remember, be the difference that you want to see. Have a blessed week.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.